Capricorn, welcome to your tarot reading for mid-April. We begin with the Ten of Cups in your past position. This card is all about contentment and emotional fulfillment and harmony in your personal relationships or your family life. It's signifying joy and happiness and a sense of completeness. So showing up in your past position here, it's saying you've been blessed with love and support and emotional stability in the recent past. And I think this is something that you're maybe feeling a little bit disconnected from presently. You're kind of looking back and saying, wow, I remember this period when I felt supported by my family. I had my family around me. I had really good support systems in place. I was feeling a lot of contentment and harmony and ease in my life, where I was able to kind of just enjoy the simple things. You might be feeling a little bit disconnected from that presently, and I think that's why it's showing up in your past position here. We have the Judgment card in your present position. This signifies a period of awakening and self-reflection and a calling to a higher purpose. You're being urged to evaluate your life as it is right now, reassess your choices, and make some decisions that align more fully with your true calling and values. It's suggesting that you're experiencing a significant moment of clarity and transformation in your life right now. You're really being called to do something that's going to change your life, and usually for the better. It's saying now is time to take action on that. This is a card also of second chances. So in relationship to this Ten of Cups in your past position here, I think you're being urged to make some kind of decision that ultimately is going to reconnect you with this feeling of emotional fulfillment that you might feel is a bit lacking in your life right now. You're being urged to make some kind of decision that is going to realign you with this feeling of contentment and joy and support. You could be in a position in your life right now where you feel a bit isolated from that energy for some reason or another. And you're starting to wake up to that or admit that to yourself, that you're feeling disconnected from this energy presently. And you're realizing you're going to have to make a decision to get yourself back on this path. So you're really being called to do something that will change your life, and it's going to be for the better. So listen to that call and face it with the courage it requires and take action on it, because it really does promise a more fulfilling life for you. Because I'm definitely getting this opposite energy where this card is full of light and greenery and rainbows and this beautiful kind of pink and orange sunset in the sky. And there's a lot of warmth and peace in this image. This is quite opposite. This is this kind of cold energy of nighttime, and these figures are being called up from the grave, which is always kind of like sort of dark imagery, but what it symbolizes is an awakening of the spirit. But nonetheless, I'm getting this energy of kind of isolation and a period of sleep or disconnection that you're now being awakened from. You're finally seeing that or admitting it to yourself. And it's a second chance to kind of get back into this Ten of Cups energy. In the position of challenges you might face, we have the Two of Pentacles. So this suggests that you might be struggling to find balance and stability in your life right now. You could be juggling multiple responsibilities, tasks, or priorities, and that's leading to feeling a bit overwhelmed or unable to make a decision. This card warns against spreading yourself too thin and advises you to prioritize and manage your resources effectively to overcome these challenges. And I'm definitely getting the sense from this card that you might be spreading yourself too thin in terms of finances. You might be kind of cutting close to the bone in terms of your resources starting to run out. You might be having a hard time kind of making ends meet, or you sense that's coming up for you and you're starting to get a little bit worried about that. Like, how am I going to solve this? How am I going to adapt to this and figure out a path forward for myself financially? So you might be struggling with some decision making around that, feeling a bit overwhelmed by that. And I mean, in this economy, honey, we all are prone to feeling like that right now. We are all probably, for the most part, struggling a bit financially or worried about that for the future for ourselves and collectively. So I do get that for you with this card showing up, that it might be a bit challenging to balance either your finances, or there might be some kind of decision you have to make too. And that's definitely coming up for me with this card now. I'm very much noticing this ship kind of sailing off in the background here. I'm wondering if there's some kind of decision that you have to make right now that you're really struggling with. You really don't know which decision to make. And I think it might have to do with, should I stay here on this rock, or should I kind of jump in and swim over to that ship and get on it and go where it's going? There might be some element of moving or travel that has to do with this decision that you're going to have to make, that you're struggling with a little bit right now. You're not sure exactly, should I stay or should I go? And moving into the next card, having the Fool here in your position of opportunities that await you right now, I'm almost getting the feeling here that you should jump off that rock and swim out to that ship and get on it and move where it's going to move you. Because the Fool's all about new beginnings, adventures, and opportunities for growth and exploration. And this card is encouraging you to embrace spontaneity and take some risks and step into the unknown with optimism and enthusiasm. You have the chance right now to embark on a new journey, this card is saying, that could lead to exciting experiences for you and personal development as well. So that coming on the heels of this Two of Pentacles and that energy I was getting of maybe making a decision about moving. And again, this could be a physical move from one city to another, something like that, but it could also be a career move where you leave one job for another or something like that. But I think you know in your heart of hearts that you do want to make this change, whatever this decision it is. Whatever that decision is, it might involve a change. And the Fool coming up is saying, especially in the position of opportunities, that maybe it's time to take that leap of faith and jump off of that rock, so to speak, and make that change, because staying put might be limiting you in some way. The Fool is saying, let's do something new. Let's have an adventure, because that's what's going to bring growth for you right now. And I'm noticing also in this card, which I don't always notice, but these mountains that he's kind of flying over. Again, I'm getting this sense of you making a decision to move, and I almost see you in an airplane flying over this mountainscape, looking down as you're making that move and feeling excited about it, and also like a little bit scared, because it does represent kind of a big change for you. But I think there is adventure here for you, and taking that blind leap of faith is ultimately going to lead to a lot of growth for you, and you're actually going to feel an excitement about life that you haven't felt in a while. And I definitely am getting that, especially in concert with the Judgment card here. In the position of advice, we have the Justice card. So this card always emphasizes the importance of fairness and balance and integrity in your actions and decisions. So it's something to really think about right now, to have a lot of integrity in your decisions. You need to weigh your options carefully and consider the consequences of your choices, and act with honesty and accountability. It's reminding you also to seek justice and fairness in your dealings with others and to really uphold your principles and values. This card is really a card of karma, of karmic justice. It's saying whatever actions you've made in the past, there's always going to be consequences. So if you've acted right in the past, things are going to work out right. If you've done badly in the past, that's going to come and get you eventually. So it's saying in the advice position, think carefully about the decisions you're making right now, because one way or another, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. So make sure you feel like you're making the right decision. And again, the other cards in this bottom row here are making me think you do have to make some kind of leap of faith. And that's interesting energy in combination with the Justice card, which is really about thinking about your options really carefully before making a decision. And that doesn't mean that it's in conflict with the Fool. The Fool's kind of about sort of stepping off the ledge without knowing for sure what's going to happen. But that doesn't mean there can't be some forethought here before taking that leap of faith. It doesn't mean that you haven't put any thought into that decision. You might have put a lot of thought into it, but you still just don't know for sure it's going to work out. And that's kind of how life is. We can think really carefully about our future and try to make the best decisions, but we still ultimately don't know where our decisions are going to lead us. None of us can see the future in that way. So I think justice is showing up to say, yes, take that leap of faith, but let's do everything we can to prepare ourselves to make this leap of faith as secure as we possibly can. So perhaps before making some kind of big move, we really think it through. We think about the long-term consequences of that move and how it's going to affect our life in the long run before deciding, yeah, okay, now I am ready for this new adventure and taking that leap of faith, because I have thought about the consequences. I kind of have a sense of generally how this is going to work out for me before I do this. But I very much get the sense overall from this reading that if you do take this leap of faith, it is going to be something that you've kind of been thinking about a lot already. So it almost isn't this super spontaneous thing. I think you've been really weighing this decision for quite a long time, not being sure of what to do. But I think you're finally this month, this trumpet is sounding and you're being awakened to what you really want to do, what you know is the right thing to do in terms of realigning yourself with this 10 of Cups energy of emotional support and fulfillment that has been a bit lacking in your life, perhaps recently. You're really being called to take some kind of action based on this awakening. And it might represent kind of taking this leap of faith. But again, the Fool's showing up in the opportunities section of your reading. So I'm very much getting the sense that you might really have to take some kind of chance, embrace change with a spirit of adventure. And it looks like it's going to work out well for you. I think that's kind of what I'm getting from the Justice card here. It's bringing me a lot of positive energy. I'm really getting this kind of glowing energy from this card saying, I think she's saying, you know what the right thing to do is here. You've thought about it a lot already. You've considered the consequences. And I think you know that it's going to lead you back into this kind of period of emotional fulfillment that you felt in the past that you haven't felt in quite a while. So it looks like now is the time to make this decision. It's going to ultimately lead you into a better life. Very exciting reading for you, dear Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated for you. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.